Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I know it's a minute early, so I'll wait. I'm just organizing. I'm making sure I have everything ready here for you. It's New Year, the new year, 2021. Yippee! We kicked 2020 into the history books, into the annals of history. If anyone is there, pop on please and say hi, so I know I'm not just talking to me. I know I'll have other people pop on later on, but that's okay. So we'll just see if anybody is with me just yet. It's not quite 10 o'clock, so we will start right at 10 o'clock because I have 3 cute cards to show you today. And it's a lovely day in our neighborhood. I guess it's going to get a little bit messy later on, but that's okay. It's fine. We don't have lots of snow. We don't have sleet, ice, all of the treacherous things. But anyway, okay, it is 10 o'clock. Happy Friday. Happy New Year. Toot, 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 toot. Yay, 2021. Good morning, Nancy, and Happy New Year to you, and welcome aboard. Well, I'm very excited that you're with me this morning. I don't know how many people will be because who knows what you did last night. Hopefully whatever you did last night was isolated and quiet. Well, maybe not quiet. It could be raucous with the two of you, whatever. Anyway, okay, so today I have 3 things to show you, 3 cards. So this is the first one. I'm going to start right away here. I'm going to show you the card. Here it is. This is one of my friends asked if I would make her a sympathy, a get well card. And so this is what I came up with. I absolutely love this because I love this new design of paper. This design of paper is from the new catalog. It's called Fine Art Floral Design Paper, and it's just beautiful. The colors are exquisite. So this is the card that I made. Very easy. I used Flirty Flamingo cardstock. Cardstock, and then Mossy Meadow cardstock. I used the So Sentimental stamp set to get the sentiment built out, and then on the inside, I did the same message. What's it say? Wishing you a quick and complete recovery. And then I added a piece of designer paper right here at the bottom, which I like. Julie Gilson does this all the time, and I really like how it looks, so I'm going to start doing that. So anyway, let me show you how to make this. Very simple. All right, first thing is, obviously, you need a piece of the base paper, which is the Flirty Flamingo, and it's 8.5 by 4.5, scored in the middle. And then, of course, I'm going to make a nice crisp fold with my bone folder, and that's done. Then the next thing I did was I took a piece of Flirty Flamingo, which is 5.25 by 4, and I ran it through the Big Shot using the basket weave embossing folder. And do I have it here? Well, I don't have it here. Anyway, I ran it through. Yes, I do. It's right here. Here it is. Hi, Sandy. Yay. Welcome. Welcome, my little Floridian who's in nice warm weather versus what we've got now. It's a little nippy in our neck of the woods. Anyway, thank you for popping on, Sandy. And here we go. And so here it is. Here's the basket weave, and I ran it through the basket weave. Now, I am going to adhere this to the base of the card, but I am going to use tear tape. And the reason I'm going to use tear tape is because this is quite an intricate pattern. It's got a lot of detail and it's got a lot of texture to it. So I just want to make sure that this stays on perfectly. So I'm going to add my tear tape on here. You could use the Stampin' Seal Plus. That's a wicked strong adhesive. You could use that. But I just have this right here in front of me, so why not use it? It doesn't really matter as long as you make sure that it's going to be secured to your paper. All right, so then I'm going to lift it up. Now, because I don't have manicured nails, I can easily take this off with my fingernail. Just put my nail right underneath the edge of that and peel it right up. Very easy to do. Whoops, there we go. And the last one. Now I'm going to make sure that I get it on the base of my card very nicely, equidistant all around. Whoops, that wasn't quite right. Here we go. That's going to be better. Sometimes it takes me a minute here because I'm trying to work with the camera and work with my eyeballs. And there we go. Okay. So there it is, on. Done deal. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of Mossy Meadow and my Designer Series paper, and I ran it through using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. This is the larger one, and this is the smaller one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply adhere these two to each other, like this, with my, there we go. And this is a brand new Stampin' Seal. And look, it's not coming out. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to run it on my silicone pad. And son of a gun, look at that. It just comes out. This silicone pad is one of the greatest tools. You have to have one because it works so beautifully. When your adhesive doesn't come out of the applicator, you just run it on your silicone pad and voila. Okay, there is that piece. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and for this card, this one I used Sending Healing Hugs, but for this one I'm going to use Yummylicious. It comes from the same stamp set, the So Sentimental stamp set. This is a great stamp set, lots of different things in it, and also using the Stitch So Sweetly dies, you've got lots of options here for the to cut them out with. Okay, so one of my friends, well, actually it was my, okay, let me go say hi. Okay, so my great niece brought me over a loaf of her sourdough bread. She's an incredible baker. Her name is Caitlin, and she does these incredible bakery things. So she brought me a loaf of freshly right out of the oven sourdough bread. So anyway, and she's not watching me now. I know she's not. So I'm just saying that. But anyway, I'm going to make her, this is going to be a thank you card. And this happens to say Yummylicious. Look at how cute that is. Okay, so Yummylicious. And now I'm going to take one of the dies from the Stitch So Sweetly. Notice I have brand new plates on my machine today. It's because I felt like I should probably indulge myself for the brand new year. So here we go. Yummylicious is going to go right under here. And I'm going to get it in just perfectly like such. That comes up just a tiny little bit. And I will put the new plate on. And oh, it moved a little bit. There we go. Okay. Run it through. And then, let me move this back out of the way. We're going to use that again for another project in a little bit. I'll show you. But there is Yummylicious. And now I'm going to pop some dimensionals on here. I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to do, let's see, wait a minute. I want to make sure I get it on the right side. Whoops, I didn't get it on the right side. I'll show you why. I'll show you why in a minute. I want it here, and then I'm going to put some adhesive on. But let me get this on first. I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow layer back, and I'm going to put 4 dimensionals on this. Doesn't matter where they go. Well, maybe I'll put 5 on. And then I'll pop these off like this. And then this is going to go on top of that basket weave layer. Sandy, how's your patient doing? Is she going home today? Sandy has been taking care of her friend who had a knee replacement and is doing superbly well. There. So there is the designer paper on like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to take my Yummylicious. Now you notice that what I want to do is I'm going to put it on the card like this. So half of it has to be on the piece of paper that's already popped up, and half has to be on the basket weave area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive here and the dimensional right here. So let me just put a little bit on like this. Whoops. Come back here. Perfect. And then bring my card over like this, and I'm going to pop it on like that. Wait a minute, let me move it over just a tiny little bit. That's much better. See, just like that. Okay? There, she's fine, going home on Monday. Excellent, perfect. All that good nursing care that you've been giving her has allowed her to go home soon. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the inside of the card, and this is a piece of Whisper White cardstock 5 1/4 by 4, and instead of doing some decoration on it, I'm going to take an extra piece of the designer paper, and I'm going to put it on the bottom, just like this. I think it just gives it an extra little bit of pizzazz. I like the way it looks. I don't know if you follow Julie Gilson at all. If you don't, you should, because she's pretty impressive. But she does it most of the time, like most all the time. She adds a piece of designer paper to the inside where you're going to be doing your writing. And it just adds a little bit of extra pizzazz, I think. So here we go. And we're going to put that on the inside just like that. And then, how pretty is that? There's the front, there's the inside. And now, of course, the envelope flap. I took another piece of the designer paper that is actually 6 inches by 2 1/4. And I put adhesive all around the perimeter of the envelope flap. And then I take my piece of paper and I just put it on like this. Whoops. This has to come up just a tiny little bit. There we go, that's better. And I'm going to take my fancy dancy snips. Okay, whoop, that came on a little crooked. That's okay. We'll take care of that. And I'm just going to trim it out. And I'm going to trim a little bit here because I just overshot it just a tiny little bit. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And there we go. So there's my envelope flap. Good morning, Helene, and Happy New Year to you too. I'm glad you popped on. Thank you so much. Okay, now the only other thing I forgot to put on here is the bling. I took some champagne sequins and I put 3 on, and I will do that later, but right now I'm just gonna just tell you that I'm gonna put some bling on here. But how easy is that? Look at that paper really sets the tone for this card. So when my friend, when Caitlin gets it, she'll be real excited. She'll see Yummylicious. She'll know that I'm talking about her yummy sourdough bread that she gave me. So that's the first one. Okay, that's first one for porch pickup. Now the next one for porch pickup is one that I'm really wicked excited about because I love designer paper. And this designer paper also comes from the new catalog, and this is called, let me see what this is called. This is called Paper Blooms Designer Series paper. It's really, really pretty. It's really luscious colors. And so what I did was I took it and made this card. Okay, Helene, I'll be more than happy to get those for you, porch pickup for you. So this, you know me, I like geometrics. I like geometrics of all different shapes and sizes and different ways to do it. So what I did here was very, very simple. So the first thing, let me just show you what I did. Took a piece of the white cardstock as my base. Once again, it's all cut and scored. I'm folding it. Take my bone folder and make that nice fold like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of soft sea foam. Now this is 5 1/4 by 4, so it will go on. Is it 5 1/4 by 4? Yes, 5 1/4 by 4. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on a minute. I've got the wrong piece here. I don't know why I had 2 wrong pieces here. What's the heck? What did I do? Okay, anyway, here it is. So there is that piece. And then I took a piece of Rococo Rose cardstock, and I'm adding that to the top of the soft sea foam, like such. So just let me get a little bit of adhesive on here. Rococo Rose is one of those colors that I also don't use a lot, but when I see something that looks really pretty and it has those color tones in it, then I say, aha, that is the paper to use and the ribbon to use, because I'm going to use the Rococo Rose ribbon as well, because that's in color from last year that is still current until next year. Okay, so there we go. Put that on. Then what I did was I took a piece of the Designer Series paper, and this is 5 1/4 inches long by 3 inches wide, and I bisected it into 3 little pieces right here. They're 1 inch each. So this is where the puzzle begins. You have to decide where you want your pieces to go, like this. Oops, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. That's not right. Now see, this is where the puzzle gets tricky. Wait a minute, did I lose a piece of paper here? Wait, what have I done? I bet, you know what I did? This doesn't go here. Does this go here like this? No, that doesn't go like that, Barbara. Well, for heaven's sakes. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the horses here. What did I do? See, this is the tricky part. You have to, so those go like that. And this can go, okay, this can go, there we go. This can go like this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this piece, the outer left piece, and I'm going to put that on first because you want to make sure, or at least I want to make sure, that I get it so that it's pretty much equidistant all around, north, south, east, and west. And the gap in the middle is going to be the same. So that looks good. That looks like about 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm going to take the right-hand far piece like this, and I'm going to put this one on. This one's got a little squeak to it. All right, so this is going to go on just like this, so that I've got it just the same as the other side. Perfect. And now I'm going to take the middle piece and put the middle piece in and make sure that I have it the right way. Yes, I do. I have it the right way. Oh, this is perfect. It makes me very happy when it comes out just right. Excuse me, just like that. Okay, now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of the ribbon, which is the Rococo Rose ribbon. Look at this. This is the In Color ribbon, and I really like this. This is a very, it's a very different kind of ribbon. It's a linen insert with the crocheted, picot crocheted edge of the Rococo Rose ribbon, and I think it's really, really pretty. So I'm going to take a piece that's going to overlap this just a little bit, like such. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the back, on the sides of this, because I want to anchor that ribbon down very nicely. So here we go. And I'm going to turn it over like this. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I mean, if I was really anal about it, I'd get my ruler out and measure it. But most of the time, my eyeball does okay. What do you think? That looks pretty good. What do you think? Yes? I think it's good. Okay. Well, maybe up a little bit. Maybe up a little bit on this side. Let's see now. That's better. Okay. Now I'm going to put more adhesive. And you will notice that I am putting adhesive over this ribbon because the ribbon is a little on the thick side. It's not as thin as some of the chiffons or the silks that we have, or the cottons. This is more thick. So I want to make sure that it's going to stick quite nicely. And then I'm going to simply put it on the base of my card, like right here, like this. Oh, I hear some little, I hear the cardinals outside. I don't know if you could hear them. They're chirping. Lots of bird activity because, you know, Jack feeds them. Hi, Tina. Happy New Year to you and welcome aboard. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so that's done that much. Then, now this is the fun, this is one thing that I have to show you. This was very exciting when we came out with this. I have to show you. This is a new stamp set called Many Messages. It's in the new catalog. Now it has, I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyway, it's got a whole bunch of messages on here, a whole bunch. Now, it comes in a stamp, one big stamp. Let me get this. Whoops. Here we go. Like this. Here is the stamp. Can you see? Let me move this out of the way so I can get it up here. I took my I'm using my Stamp-A-Majig, my Stamparatus rather. Okay, so there's the stamp. It's one big stamp. Now watch the excitement of this. All right, as you know, when you use the Stamparatus, you need to have a stamp set underneath the plate where the stamp is because it gives you perfect pressure and a level surface to ink this up. Now I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. Oh, my hands are covered. Well, that's all right. I'll turn it over. This piece is about 6.5. Let's see. I had to make it so that it covers the entire stamp. So this is 5.5 by 6.5. All right, see, perfect like that. Put it in my Stamparatus, and I'm not going to use the magnet because it's a big piece of paper and it's not going to go anywhere. But now I'm going to take my Memento ink And I'm going to ink this whole thing up like this. I love my Stamparatus. Boy, this Christmas I banged out so many. I had so many orders for customers to do cards for them, and it was so easy using the Stamparatus to get all of the messages on in one little fell swoop. Okay, it's inked up. Let me bring it over. And let me press away. And let's see how this comes out. Ta-da! Look at that. Oops, can you see? Let me move this over a bit. Let me just move this over a little bit. Well, let me put the cap back on the ink because you know how I am with ink. But anyway, look at that. See? Perfect. Now, let me show you what else is very wicked exciting. Not only did they come out with a stamp set that you can use and make many messages for your greeting cards, but then they came out with a die to cut them all out. So here is the die. Let me push it up here. I want to make sure you can see it. And again, I have new plates. It's very exciting. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, hi, Steph. No problem for being late. Thanks for popping on. All right, so here is the many messages. And Happy New Year to you, Steph. So here is the die. And I'm going to line it up. Now this is, it's a little bit, you have to just be a little bit patient. I'm going to stand up because I have to look down and it's a little hard to do it while I've got it with the camera. So I want to make sure I get it perfectly lined up so I can show you how this is going to be so wicked easy. This is a great buy. All right, that looks, pretty good to me. So I'm going to put on the plate number 3, and I'm going to run it through. Oh, wait a minute. Something's wrong here. Something is wrong. Let's see. Oh, I probably don't have it exactly. There we go. Okay, that's better. Crack, crack, crack. Crack, crack, crack. And once you take it out, let me take it out and bring it over here. Let me get my machine out of the way. And ta-da! Look at that. Look at all of these messages that you've got. All in one fell swoop. Easy peasy. Look at that. All of these. Wow, isn't that great? All at the same time. So what you can do is you can have all of these messages like in a little box or a little container, and then you've got it all ready so that when you need something in a hurry, voila, you've got it. So what I did was I decided to use the happy birthday and wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. So I'm just going to push all of these to the side. I've already got the 2 out that I'm going to use. And then what I'm going to show you is I'm going to take this, and then, where is my little piece of green paper? Seafoam. Where is my seafoam piece? Oh, for heaven's sakes. What did I do with it? All right, well, let's start with this. Oh, here it is. Got it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the happy birthday, and I'm going to layer it. Now, see, this is... Good morning, Carol Liberto. Happy New Year. Thank you for popping on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the happy birthday and I'm going to layer it on a piece of scrap of the Rococo Rose, just like that. So I'm going to take my little silicone pad. I'm going to add the adhesive to this. And then I'm just going to put this on like this. And then I'm going to take my little trimmer and trim this out, just so that I can get it the same. There we go. And when you're using this trimmer, the important thing is this little plastic plate here. Once you've put your paper underneath your plate, hold your finger on this little plate so the paper stays nice and secure, and voila. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some adhesive because I want to layer this up, and I'm going to put it on a piece of soft seafoam because that's the other color that I used. It's just like that. Now, you don't have to do this, but you know me, I like layers. I like to, excuse me. I just like layers. I like, it's like bleh, it's like liking bling. Okay, so that looks good to me like that. Again, I'm holding this little plate so the paper stays nice and secure. And then the next thing I'm going to do is bring it in and cut this piece off. Now, you wouldn't have to put on one layer or two extra layers if you don't want to. You don't have to do that, but you know me and I have to have things kind of like that. Okay, perfect. So then I'll move this out of the way. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on. No, I'm actually going to pop this on with dimensionals like this. And I'm going to use 4 like that. And take the base of my card. Here's the base of my card. Now, the trick on this is when you're putting your dimensionals on, you want to make sure that the dimensionals are going to be secured to most of the layer here, not the ribbon, because if it's the ribbon, it's not going to secure itself really, really well. So I could do it this way, or I could do it this way. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. I like the way it looks. And I'm just going to put it on like this, like that. How's that? Cute? Okay, I'm not done yet. Okay, now I'm going to take the inside piece, which says, wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. I am so glad that my stamp and seal initially is not working so that I can show you how wonderful it is to have this little silicone pad because it works so beautifully. Okay, so I know I've said that many times. Now I'm going to put this on the inside like that. That gives it a little dimension because you can see it's got the little trim. Whoops, I'm sorry, you can't see that. It's got the little scallop trim around that. So that's that. Then I'm going to take a piece of the designer paper, and this is probably 3/4 or an inch. I don't even know what it is. And I'm just going to add this on as well for a little extra pizzazz on the inside, like this. Like that, right to the edge. Right to the edge, just like that. Perfect. And then sometimes, now notice that when there is a little tiny overhang here, so I'm just going to take my trusty little snips and just trim that off like that. Okay, so that's that. Then, of course, we have to have a little bit of bling. Now, these are the faceted flower gems. They're retired now, but I still have a bunch of them, and I like them. So I'm going to add one to this because I can. And I think it's very pretty, and it just adds a little bit of extra pizzazz here. So I'm going to put that right like this. And then, of course, the envelope must be decorated because you can't have naked envelopes in my house. I mean, you could if you wanted, but I don't really want naked envelopes. I like to decorate the envelopes because when I go to the mailbox, it's very exciting to see something that's pretty. Okay, so that goes here, just like this. And again, bringing my snips back in to trim this out. And within moments, you've got another really cute card. And like I said, this one's going to Caitlin. Caitlin is actually Carol, my sister Carol's daughter-in-law. And she is such a sweetheart. Oh my God, she's certainly a special person. But anyway, so, oh no, wait a minute. It's the other card that's going to Caitlin, not this one. Okay, so there you go. How do you like it? Easy peasy. And you could do this with any designer paper that you've got. The geometrics are really easy. You just decide what you want, how you're going to cut it out, make them nice, match the colors, and voila. Okay, so that's that card. Okay, now the last card I'm going to show you. Let me clean up my little mess here. The last card, okay, is from the stamp set Darling Donkeys from the new Stampin' Up! Celebration catalog. And here is the card. Let's show you this. Whoops, here we go. Isn't that stinking cute? And of course, there's the envelope. This stamp set is so sweet. Let me show you the stamp set. It's adorable, totally adorable. Cute little donkeys. And this is a free Free stamp set with a $50 product order. Once celebration starts, January, a few more days from now, and it's live for customers and friends, you can get this too. So any $50 product order will get you this. Also, a $50 product order will get you the ombre paper, which is the paper that I'm using, and I'll show you that in a minute too. But anyway, this is so cute. So many people made really cute cards with this little donkey. See how the donkey is kicking up his heels? And what they did was they kicked out 2020 and welcomed 2021. So anyway, adorable, adorable. Okay, so let's get started with this one. Wicked cute and wicked fun to make. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock, which I've already cut and scored, and there we go, fold it and make that nice crisp fold. Then the next thing is I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is the 5 1/4 by 4 that matches that very nicely. But before I do that, I'm going to take my little trimmer, and you know how I absolutely love to do envelopes, decorate the envelopes. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this ombre paper, which is a 6x6 piece. It comes in 6x6 pieces, double sided, so you can choose whatever color you want. And what I'm first going to do is I'm going to cut a piece out of this 2 1/4 inches, because that's going to be my envelope flap. All right, so there's 2 1/4 inches. So here is my envelope flap. And then the next thing is, this is 3 3/4 inches. So now I'm going to cut this to 5 inches. But you know what? I can't cut it on here. I got to cut it on my big cutter. Hold on a minute. Just hold on for 1 second. I forgot about that. That little cutter is great, but it only goes up to 4 1/4. All right, so this is going to be to 5 inches. So this is a layer. All right, here we go. All right, so now I'm going to adhere these two pieces together with some adhesive, my Stampin' Seal, like this. All right, and I'm going to put it on here like this. All right, whoops, like such, just like that. Okay, now the next thing is I took a piece of the white, this white soft ribbon that comes in a pack. I'm drawing a blank what it is. Anyway, can't remember, but we have it. And it's really soft, and I thought it would just make a nice little accent. Actually, this card I copied from her name, a demonstrator whose name is Tashana Lundy. I don't know where she lives, but she's got really cute ideas, and so I copied this. This is almost an exact copy of hers. She did a little bit differently, but that's okay. That's the beauty of what we do. All right, again, so I'm going to put adhesive on the back. Whoops, let me get this so you can see what I'm doing here. Adhesive on the back of the whole thing, like this. Okay, and then I'm going to put that on the base of the card, like this. Just like that. How's that going? Okay, then the next thing is I'm going to take my Bermuda Bay ink. I'm going to take the piece of white cardstock, which was run through the Stampin' my Stampin' Emboss machine using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. This is a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to take some stamps from the let's see, the Pretty Poppies, Painted Poppies stamp set. I used this one, and this one over here. This one right here. So I took this, and you'll notice on this block I put 2 of the stamps, which is totally fine. I'm just going to ink it up, and I'm just going to randomly stamp. And I'm going to ink it up again. And I'm going to randomly, I'm just turning this around and stamping it again. And maybe I'll do it one time like this. This is just for effect. And one more down here. Notice I didn't re-ink. There, perfect. Then I'm going to take the center one, which is a blob. It's just a blob. And I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to stamp it there. And I'm going to stamp it there. How stinking cute is that? Easy peasy. And then the next thing, I took the Memento ink, and I stamped the donkey. And now one of my most favorite things to do is to color. So I'm going to color this little guy and do it however I want. Let me see. So this is petal pink, this is dark flirty flamingo, and I'm going to make his ears like dark flirty flamingo, like this. And you notice now, this is just me. I only go in one direction with these alcohol markers because I don't like to go back and forth, because I don't want this to pull up the paper. This is actually Whisper White cardstock that is the thick white cardstock, which we don't have any more of, but we will be getting. The company that supplied all of our cardstock, the white, the neutrals, the white and the vanilla, had to go under because of COVID. So that was very sad. But Stampin' Up! Is doing a very nice job to try and get, and they've already found another source for us, so they're working fast and furiously to get this done ASAP. Well, let's see. I think I'm going to do the flower in this flirty flamingo too, like this. There we go, just like that. Okay, and now I'm going to color my little donkey. And I'm going to start with the dark smoky slate. And what I'm just going to do is just kind of go around the perimeter of the donkey on the left side like this. Just kind of like this, and go down very gently, and not all the way down his little paws, his hoofs, but just like this. Because I'm going to bring the other color back in there, like that. That's good. I think I'll do his tail in this color too, like that. I love to color. You know that about me. I've been coloring since kindergarten and totally love it. Now this is light gray granite. Now I'm going to come in with this and just, can you see this coloring going on here? All right, now I'm going to bring this in, and I'm just going to color his face like this. And you'll notice that it blends. It blends very nicely. It kind of pulls that color. There we go, like that. And I try to go, there we go. Just like that. Cute little donkey. Gosh. There we go. How cute is he? Look at how fast and easy this is. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the, this is the light smoky slate, and I'm just going to do his little nose. It's just a different color. It's a little bit different. And right under his chin like that. And then I think I'm going to do this light here too. There we go. I could have done it a different color. I could have done it purple if I wanted. All right, so my donkey is done. Now I'm going to take my trusty little snips again, and I'm going to fussy cut. This won't take long. Fussy cutting is something that I learned in kindergarten, and I've been doing it ever since. Of course, when Stampin' Up! Came up with dies and all kinds of wonderful, fun cutting tools and made it a little bit easier, that was fun. But every once in a while, I like to go back to this because I find it relaxing. Now, if I wasn't doing this live, I'd probably be doing it, you know, in front of the television watching the Red Sox, which I forget how many days we have until spring training, but it'll happen. It's happening. So that's all good. But, you know, I find coloring and cutting out are very relaxing. So when I get really stressed out, typically I will go to my stamping area, my kitchen table, but not for much longer, folks. Downstairs is really coming along nicely. It's taken a long time. I've been very patient. But part of it, or most of it, has been because I've changed my mind so many times. You know, I don't know how people build a house from scratch because there's so many decisions to make. I've changed my mind so many times, from the flooring to the cabinets to the desks to the, you know, it's just mind-boggling. The bathroom faucet downstairs, I changed 6 times. I went to Lowe's 6 different times, finally getting the faucet that I really liked. One faucet that I liked didn't work. Well, they all didn't work until I found one that did. But talk about frustration and options. It's just too many options. But anyway, so this little donkey is almost done. cut him out. You notice the paper too. I turn the paper. It's easier when you let the scissors do the work by letting the paper be, by turning the paper as you cut. I don't know if you can see that or not. There, we're almost done. Now this little guy is going to get put on with dimensionals. I'm going to pop him up. And again, when you're having situations like this, when you're doing something that you want to pop up, and it might be very detailed like this little donkey is, I certainly recommend using a thick cardstock because it just has a little bit more heft to it, and it will hold up very nicely. All right, so that's done, and then just a little bit right here, and then this is done. Okay, now let me shoo those away. Let me get my little dimensionals again, and I'm going to put probably three on this guy. There we go. All right, and here is my piece of Art Deco paper, all done with Bermuda Bay. Cute. Whoops, there we go. And now I'm going to put, oh, you know what I got to do next before I do anything? I'm going to do the one that says, hey friend, hey there friend, because this is going to be a card thinking of you. Now I know I have my, here it is. I'm so good about putting my ink away because you know me, I don't want to get it on anything. And let me just try this to make sure this is, yep. Perfect. Okie dokie. Now let me cover this up because there we go. All right, so here's my little donkey, and I'm taking the little pieces of dimensional off, and I'm just going to put him right here. How cute is that? And then I'm going to take my adhesive again. I probably should have put him on before, put the layer on before I put it. Oh, wait a minute. No, I put this on with dimensionals. There we go. Dimensionals, dimensionals. One in each corner will do. I know my friend Helene would probably put 6 or 7 or 8 or 10, but that's okay. I tend to not do as many. Although sometimes I do. There are, no, I'll take that back. There are times when I have to do more than, 4. Okay, so there we go. How stinking cute is that? Okay, look at that. That's that. Now, of course it's not done. You know me. I have to put some bling on. Now, on the first one, my first card, I put some enamel dots that I had. Now, I don't have, or I have a few more of those, but I also have these beautiful blue adhesive back gems and the iridescent pearls. So I have to decide what I'm going to put on. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the adhesive back pearls, these on. Blingy, it's all in the same color family, and I'm going to put 3 different kinds on. I'm going to put one up here, one that size, and I'm going to put one this size, like right here. It just gives it a little added pop, don't you think? How cute is that? And this is faceted too, so I kind of like that. Then, of course, I'm not completely done because I have to do some Wink of Stella. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Wink of Stella my whole donkey. And then I'm going to put Shimmery Crystal Effects on the flower because I want that to stay. Oh, you know what? I probably should have put a dimensional under his tail. I can do that later. I'll go back and get one of the mini dimensionals and put that under his tail. Okay, so that's that. Cute, cute, cute. Stinking cute. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tashana, for sharing this. All right, and here is this. Here is my Shimmery Crystal Effects, and I'm going to put it on my flower like that, and the leaf, and the end of that, like that. Now, I haven't done the inside yet, so this has to dry. You know, the Shimmery Crystal Effects does take a while to dry. But here is my envelope, and once again, I take my, there we go. This is a messy table. And I took the ombre paper, again, you saw me cut it in the beginning, 2 1/4 by 6. And then here is the ombre paper. And then my little snipperinis. What did I do with them? Here they are. Trim this out. And there is the envelope. Cute, cute, cute. Now the inside is, where is my piece for the inside? I took that. Well, what did I do with it? Anyway, it's the same thing, the same kind of inside as for the other papers. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, I will take that piece of paper. Now you're going to notice on the inside of this, instead of 5 1/4 by 4, this is 5 by 3 3/4. And the reason I did that was because the extra piece of cardstock that I had when I cut out, initially at the beginning, when I cut out the envelope flap and when I cut out the background piece here, this background piece here, this was the extra piece that was left over. So I don't like to waste any of them. So I put it on this, but I just made the piece of white a little bit smaller. Not a big deal. It's totally fine. So there you have it, my friends. So this week you can choose. This is the one I just did. I'm going to put him over here to dry. So you have this, this, and this one to choose from. Or you could have a combination of them, whatever you want. Let me put them together like that. How's that? Whoa! Let me get them over here. 1, 2, and 3. How's that? And let me bring it up a little bit more. How's that? Perfect. Okay? All right, friends. Well, I hope you've had fun today. It's New Year's Day, January 1st, 2021. It's going to be a great new year. I know we're still doing the same things we did yesterday as far as taking care of ourselves, but that's okay. Let's continue to do more of the same, and pretty soon we'll be able to hug each other and kiss each other and have more social activities. But for now, let's continue on, fight the fight, and we're good. So let me know what you would like for porch pickup, and I will, oh, thank you, Nancy. I will make sure that I have these ready for you, and I hope you all have a great week, have a great day today. Thank you so much for popping in. I know you could have been doing other things on this holiday, but I appreciate it. So namaste, my friends, be well, and I'll see you next Friday. I love you all. Bye.